A lot of us strive to make an income, and in order to make an income, money, you got to make an impact. And being an engineer that I am, I'm like, how do I reverse engineer this equation of money? I'm like, I need to make money. All right, so how do I make money? I got to become a person of influence. I got to make an impact. How do you do that? Well,
Welcome to another episode of the True Life Network podcast. I'm your host, Mike Ashabi, and today I got a special episode for you guys. Our guest is actually a serial entrepreneur with multiple seven-figure business ventures across various verticals of web and marketing. He's known worldwide by over 8 million people as a Millionaire mentor on Instagram. He utilizes his experiences and passion as a motivator, mentor, teacher, and social media influencer to help others create success for themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, today I bring to you the one and only Millionaire mentor, Mr. Jason Stone. Jason.
what's up? Thank you for that intro.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. I'm ready to rock on this podcast.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you for bringing us out to this wonderful place over here in Miami.
I mean, look at the view, guys.
I know. It's
beautiful.
Crazy, man. Which actually leads me to my first question.
Yes.
Out of all the places in the world, before we get into anything, out of all the places in the world and the amount of success that you've had, what made you choose Miami?
Well, I used to vacation here twice a year when I was in my 20s, and I always said to myself, I'm gonna move to Miami. I'm like, you got the weather, you have the women and the weather. One day I'm gonna be down here, and eventually I met somebody. I met a girl down here, moved down here, and the rest is history. And I could say that my business exploded when I moved to Miami.
So do you think that Miami is actually a hotspot for upcoming businesses?
Definitely. I think it's the new tech hub, the new Silicon Valley. It's not really right there with Silicon Valley, but you got a lot of venture capitalists coming in, had a lot of new investors. You have property values that are just insane here. Everybody wants to be and live here, and that's why property, the cost of living is a lot higher. You're almost reaching that of New York. New York space, there's nothing left. You can live up. Miami's getting crowded as well too, but Miami's like a melting pot of all different cultures, and that's what I like.
But out of everywhere in Florida, why Miami?
Well, I don't live in Florida.
Okay.
I live in Miami.
I know, you were telling me this beforehand. Miami is its own state, guys.
Yes, it's its own state. But why here? This building? Well, it's one of the most prestigious buildings in the world. It's by Zaha Hadid. The late Zaha Hadid. She's an architect that actually built one of the first exoskeletons in a skyscraper, a condo. Have all the supporting pillars are always on the inside of the building. Well, the pillars that support the whole building are on the outside, and then come into the inside for the elevator shaft. It's really cool. I'm an engineer, mechanical engineer, and I studied how this building is made. It's completely different than anything ever made before. It's actually the only
language I wouldn't understand.
It's the only 5-star rated Forbes condo in all of the United States.
Well, I'll tell you, man, congrats on all the success, because this is a beautiful building to live in.
Yes.
So Jason, I know that you're successful in multiple business ventures, right? What made you, even though you had everything going for you, what made you transition to wanting to actually help people and influence them to be the greatest version of themselves and go create success for themselves?
Well, a lot of us strive to make an income, and in order to make an income, money, you got to make an impact. And being an engineer that I am, I'm like, how do I reverse engineer this equation of money? I'm like, I need to make money. All right, so how do I make money? I gotta become a person of influence. I gotta make an impact. How do you do that? Well, you help people or you solve problems. And I decided to go the help people route to kind of also leave a legacy. And it's not just about me anymore. It's about what I can pass down to my children's children's, and then the children of your children and your families all around the world. That's kind of like what I do on Instagram every single day, motivate and inspire the world. That's my mission in life, is to impact, enrich, and educate the lives of millions of people around the world.
And let's say, for example, you left Earth tomorrow. What are the 3 things that you want people to remember that you lived by?
Well, I went to college for 5-6 years. I lived in my parents' house while going to college. When I graduated college, I moved to Miami. But I believe that like college and school, it's so outdated. Like we're learning stuff that our parents learned 40 years ago. It's the same stuff over and over again. It's like, why do we need to learn this stuff in school? Why can't we teach our kids real world entrepreneurship skills? And the skills that we learn to become entrepreneurs, they don't teach in school. And I believe that I want to create the new college for entrepreneurs. So Millionaire Mentor is going to be the new college, the prestigious college for entrepreneurs or something. Like, you got skills that, like speaking skills, like copywriting skills, emotional intelligence skills, doing your taxes skills, balancing a checkbook skills. They don't teach that in high school, let alone college. So, I mean, if you want to become a doctor, you go to college. You want to become a lawyer, you got to study. If I wanted to become a brain surgeon, I could have become a brain surgeon. But I decided to go the path of entrepreneurship and learn these, what they call high income skills that can, the same stuff that you learn. You're self-taught, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're self-taught. We're hungry entrepreneurs that are always striving for greatness.
You know, it's crazy. I actually tell everybody, that's actually one of my biggest goals, to actually go ahead and change the schooling system, because to me personally, I feel that that's actually one of the biggest problems, because school is technically designed to build workers, right?
Yes.
Instead of entrepreneurs and people who are free thinking and, open-minded to see different, avenues that they can go down to create impact, not only impact, but also revenue for generational wealth, right? And at the end of the day, I always told everybody, it starts at adolescence. So if we change the formula of what we did, what we're teaching the kids from adolescence, pre-K to, let's say, even high school, we teach them about confidence, effective communication. Effective communication is highly connected with emotional intelligence. To truly understand another individual, right? That takes another individual to really quiet their own thoughts, really utilize active listening to understand, and then validate the other person by showing them that they understand what they said, right?
I wish I would have learned about emotional intelligence a lot sooner. I wish I would have learned about how to manifest and how your thoughts become things and how you can control how you feel. Your thoughts turn into emotions, and your emotions cause a vibration in your body and causes you to act a certain way. So if you can just control the thoughts, you won't have any of the bad emotions, the fear, anger, doubt, worry, anxiety. You can control that stuff. You control how your day's going to go just by thinking a certain way. Like if I choose to be happy today, I get up, I choose to be happy today. I choose to have a good day. Bad days don't happen to you. They happen because of how you think.
The fact that you just said that is like completely in line with my quote. I always tell everybody, your mind is the one thing that has the true power to either make you or break you. And the reason behind that is because your perception will dictate how you feel will dictate how you act, and how you act will determine your results, right? So it's ultimately that perception. But most people are allowing that external environment to influence their perception and create their own reality, when in reality, if you were to take control of that internal self-dialogue, truly dictate what your self-perception is, you could dictate how you feel, how you act, and then how you're going to obtain results. And I think that's the biggest problem, because this is why I don't watch TV. We were talking before. I don't watch TV because I don't want any external influence on my own self-beliefs and anything like that.
It's okay to watch a few movies.
I mean, movies, yeah. Like,
I don't watch TV either.
Don't get me wrong.
We watch Netflix and chill, a couple movies here and there.
I mean, Netflix and chill. We ain't really watching Netflix, and we're not watching Netflix. We're chilling. You know what I mean? But I mean, at the same time, I think that TV and everything that we're consuming is actually dictating our own self-internal dialogue that's controlling what we do in life. You know?
Yeah. As long as you don't watch the news.
Yeah, I definitely don't do that.
I don't think anybody watches the news anymore. We go to social media to watch the news.
I mean, social media too.
And that's playing a big role in.
And it all depends on how you're actually utilizing and leveraging social media, because the content that you're consuming, you're starting to compare. right? You see somebody else 10 years down the line and you're wondering, why can't I have it? Because you haven't done the work. You're sitting there scrolling, right? But I think it's also good as a reminder to kind of mimic and be influenced. Hey, I see this guy did it. Now I got to go out there and do it myself, right? But most people are just like, you know what? And I always tell everybody this, that quote, fake it till you make it, everybody has a misconception behind it. Everybody's taking it as fake it till I make it, so that they can seem like all these influencers, etc., right? Yeah. And sell the image. But in reality, what fake it till you make it means is act like the person you want to become, and naturally, as you're engulfing yourself in that act, you're going to naturally.
A lot of people mistake that as faking it. You know, I call it faith it till you make it.
Faith it till you make it.
I tell people you got to have faith, and like you said, you always have to be constantly living in the future. You have to see yourself in the car you want. You have to smell and be able to get around and taste and feel and touch these things that you want. So that's why we tell people to go to the car dealership, go drive past the homes that you want, go to the boats, watch the yachts. And that's what they see on social media. A lot of people see on social media, and they also get jealous. You know, some people post these lavish things, and like you got haters, but no, those posts should inspire you, not cause you to become a hater. Like, you should be inspired by other people's success. And a lot of people they're not confident. They lack the emotional intelligence to instead of being inspired, they start hating. They start not liking that person. And we have to have the mentality of, I can do that too. It's called the entrepreneurship I can do that too syndrome. And that's what I have. So I don't really get jealous. It's inspiring when other people are successful.
Well, I mean, like, I think that hate comes down to this, right? It's because people are bringing things to that individual's, their realization that, hey, they're doing something that I'm not willing to do. So they're bringing something to their attention that they don't like about themselves, right? And I think that's all that hate comes down to. But how do you actually make real change? I think understanding the individual. Because think about it like this. If somebody, that was hating on you comes up to you and is just like literally talking shit to you, and you come back with an empathetic, sympathetic, approach, how do you think they're going to change? Because they don't want to seem stupid.
Yeah. Shuts the bullies down.
And that's something I learned from Gary Vee. So, I mean, I think that's honestly the best way to go about it, because
most people they hate, they're just projecting the fear and not lack of confidence that they have in themselves. And if someone doesn't like something in you, it's because they don't like it in themselves.
Exactly, bro. That's exactly it. I think that at the end of the day, we need to teach people to really shift their perspective to realizing that it's just to help influence others.
But then I'm just here for inspiration and motivation.
Exactly.
You might see some flashy stuff being put out there, vacations, cars, whatever, yachts, parties. It's to inspire people.
Well, you know why I think this is funny, because I was talking about this on Brad Lee's podcast, and look, I play the game a little bit too. All right. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about a Rolex. I don't give a fuck about a Range Rover. I don't give a fuck about a G-Wagon, anything like that, right? It's nice when you have it. But I think most people are playing that game that I did initially, which was flaunt it so that you get the attention. Attention creates revenue, right? And then you bring them the truth, though.
Yeah.
And I think that most people get caught up in just an image, right?
People make $100,000 a year. To some, that's a lot of money. But the people that are making $100,000 here in Miami, they're still broke because they're trying to keep up. They're trying to go to the parties, the clubs, the cars. They have, your car payment and your house payment, you should be making quadruple what those costs are. And
I have a rule. If you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it.
If you can't afford it twice in cash, you shouldn't even be buying it on credit.
Exactly. That's why, I don't like major cities, to be honest. And as we're talking about this, not even that. I think there's a lot of fakeness around the cities. But then you have those people who are really doing it and trying to get into those cities to kind of inspire. But at the same time, I'm a very disengaging person. I think that's the biggest problem, because so many people have so many distractions around them that they never really get time with their own thoughts, and they never really get to validate who they are themselves. Yeah,
something that's very important for you guys out there is develop very good habits. Also, you need to have an aggressive goal-striving attitude, But in order to complete your goals and tasks in short-term, long-term, mid-term goals, you have to have structure. You have to have structure. And I think the best structure you can have is in the morning. The morning routine is crucial. Like I said before, like you can tell yourself you're happy in the mirror. You can high five yourself in the mirror. You can tell yourself, I'm going to have a good day. You can do the morning affirmations. You can get a little workout in. You can make yourself a protein shake. You can meditate for 5-10 minutes. That could be longer. You can read, maybe do some personal development. That's the best time to get personal development done. Unless I'm driving in the car, I'm not listening to music half the time.
I don't even do it in the morning. I listen to a podcast or something.
Yeah, I'm audible, trying to finish the next book. And like I said, like what people ask me, like, what is the biggest mistake you've ever made? And my biggest mistake is not learning and reading books sooner. Like, I was one of those entrepreneurs that thought I could do it all. I had an ego. I was making $500,000 in my parents' basement when I was in my 20s, and selling stuff on eBay. And I
no rent or anything. You were just breaking it in.
They had no idea. My parents had no idea how much money I was making in their basement. It was crazy. And I fell into something really lucrative, and I didn't really do the personal development, read the books. I was just a businessman, green. That was a personality. Like there's the 4-color personality. Mm-hmm. So I was like green, red, make money, buy the book, spreadsheet, dollar cost, average, cost, goods sold, all that stuff.
It's all numbers to you.
Yeah. Actually funny, like me and my son both took an IQ test the other day at a restaurant. He's 11, almost 11. He beat me. 122.
I'm gonna throw a bone at you real quick about IQ. So you know who Dan Penn is? It's not that important, yeah. You know who Dan Penn is, right?
Dan Penn, yes.
So he says 2 things about high performance individuals and highly successful, billionaires, right? There's 2 things that they have in common. 1, they have a low IQ, and 2, they're actually introverts. Do you believe that?
No, I don't believe that. Is it Dan Pena, that loud, obnoxious guy?
The old guy that kind of looks like the guy from Monopoly?
Yes. He's always swearing, yelling.
Yep. He does a lot of stuff with Jason Capital.
Yeah, I don't care for that guy much.
Well, I actually believe
every time I hear him, he's like yelling and swearing. Like Gary Vee, I can deal with, but this guy, I'm just gonna lay it out there. And this guy's annoying. If my son ever watched him on Instagram, I would have him unfollow. It's just not cool.
I get it.
But Gary Vee, he's okay to swear. I'm relatable to Gary. Like there's a lot of people that relate to him, but this guy, obnoxious, loud mouth. I'm sorry.
No, I get it. Trust me. And look, I respect it too. But I think
he said Bitcoin's going to zero. No, whoever finds out the owner of Bitcoin is going to zero.
Hold up, because I kind of agree. It's not going to zero. It's going to go down in December and back up in January. That's the way I'm looking at it, right? Just from what I was.
We haven't even started talking about crypto yet.
We're going to get there. We're going to get there. But I just want to touch on this because at the end of the day, I think it's actually true. The lower the IQ, the more successful you'll be.
We actually looked up the IQ of Bill Gates and all the billionaires, and it was in the 130s, 140s. So that's not true. They actually have high IQs, but I think what we're related to is EQ, emotional intelligence.
That's where it's at.
And you can't really quantify that,
Well, bro, if you saw me 6 years ago, you know why I'm saying it. No joke. Like I had long hair, pierced nose, baggy clothes, skater, snowboard kid.
I used to skate and snowboard when I was younger.
Like smoking pot every day, doing drugs. Like
damn.
I've been clean for almost 7 years now. We're coming up on 7 years. I appreciate it. I still drink, but that's
social drinker.
You know how it is. But at the end of the day, the reason why I say that is because I feel the higher the IQ, and no offense, I know you come from an engineering background. For example, an engineer, they're supposed to be risk adverse. Right? They're taught to be safe, play it safe.
Because they're by the numbers, by the books.
Exactly. And this is what Dan Pena was talking about. The lower the IQ, the less likely you're actually going to use the analytical brain and analyze, and you're just going to take action and learn through experience. And I think when you're analyzing, you're assuming the result rather than taking action and experiencing to see if it gets a result. Yeah. And I think that experience is the actual truth to see if you the actual true knowledge. Assumption ain't going to give you real knowledge. Just because it works for one person doesn't mean it's going to work for another. Yeah,
I know a lot of people that don't know how to multiply and divide, but they're very, very smart.
No, but for real, like I was horrible in school. I dropped out 3 times, and I think that the thing that helped me the most was just all the experiences, all the rejection, especially in sales. Rejection's a big thing. If you can't handle rejection, you ain't gonna make it. You know.
Yeah.
And then that's the problem with the boy and girl groups, because they're always accepted. Once they hit the real world, they get a little bit of adversity, a little rejection. Then why do you think they are where they are today, rather than where they could have been? You know, I think that's where it all starts from, those young ages.
Yeah, for sure.
So, talking about crypto, first things first, why did you get into crypto?
Well, I got in the beginning due to the hype. Like, we had no idea what...
Like the beginning?
2016, 15.
Okay.
I actually bought some Bitcoin to buy something on the Silk Road. You guys know what that means.
Bro, 6 years ago is when I was utilizing the Silk Road.
It was like $300, Bitcoin was. And I bought a bunch of extra Bitcoin, and it ended up having a computer crash, and I had a wallet there, and I lost the keys to that wallet on that computer. Computer never really got access to it. There's like 4 or 5 Bitcoins on it. That kind of sucks. But I got into it. We didn't really know what it was going to be. It was a form of currency back then, but now I think we all realize what this technology can do is blockchain technology. I think Wall Street is dying, and more companies are going to form their corporations on the blockchain. Data is going to be stored on the blockchain. I think the ones and zeros of your bank account and Forex, foreign exchange, it's a $6.6 trillion a day market. I think that entire market is going to be turned into the blockchain, and all currency is going to be run on the blockchain. Because right now, the bank teller can go in and change your bank account, freeze your bank account, can change whatever you want.
They can't do that with blockchain.
Can't do that with blockchain.
So what do you see the future of currency then?
So you got to look at like cryptocurrency. It's like a whole separate Web3. We're thinking like Web3 and Metaverse. All right, virtual reality, augmented reality. You kind of know what that is. But this new world of crypto and these play-to-earn games, what this does for a business is incentivize users to take action. So imagine Instagram incentivizing you to post more. The more likes, the more followers, the more they pay you. They do. Now imagine that there was a currency, and influencers could be paid by using the platform or taking an action or providing a service. That is where the society is going. Like all society, we want to be paid for our actions. So businesses, just like affiliate marketing, I've done a lot of affiliate marketing in the past, like been the most lucrative way I've ever made money. It's kind of like that. Like, there's funny, I just met a venture capitalist, and we were going to invest in this company, met him up here in the Sky Lounge. They're like Ticketmaster. But now, if you go and buy your tickets, which are now going to be NFTs, you can now resell them on the open market. You can hold them in your wallet, and you can also transfer them to somebody else. Non-fungible means you can't change it. There's only one. So getting into that whole NFTs, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but like this whole play-to-earn economy of crypto, it's like there's a project called Helium, and they're putting these little miners all over the world in people's houses to collect data. They're going to sell data just like Facebook sells data, and they're collecting data from people that are taking action by putting a miner in their house and mining this cryptocurrency, and they're getting paid. And that miner is also collecting data from different, like the little scooter bikes that come around on the streets. You hop on a little scooter bike, there's data. There's like data data's one of the most lucrative ways. Facebook, Google, they make money.
So how do you think that's going to change our future though?
We're just going to be incentivized to use different platforms and get paid to do it.
So do you think cash is going to be completely wiped out?
I think the paper dollar will disappear, yeah.
Eventually?
Yeah. I mean, the government in China has already made a stable coin. The problem with the blockchain is everything is visible publicly. So now governments are realizing, wow, we can now track everybody's movement of money. You know, the dollar, you don't know where the dollar's been. Well, I know where your crypto's been from the date it was made to the 100 times it's been transferred around the world. I know what you spent your money on. And that's what China's done with stablecoin. And the government here is going to do the same thing because they can track it. You want to go buy a gun at the gun store?
But there's still cash in China, so.
Cash, they say crypto is used for money laundering. Cash is the biggest form of money laundering. They do away with cash, there's no more laundering. Although there are some cryptocurrencies that are very hidden, like Monero or a couple others.
That's somewhat on the black.
Somewhat not traceable. But the government's going to create stable coins where everything's traceable. So, kind of jumping back to like the whole NFT thing, like NFT, everybody hear about NFTs, right? The NFT craze. The NFT craze of 2021. Hold on, I need a sip of water for this one.
We're about to go in.
What do you think an NFT is?
Honestly, all right, I don't know too much about NFTs. I know a little bit more about crypto than I know about NFTs. I know it's, my perception, I think it's like some kind of video game. I'm going to be honest, I haven't really looked too much into it. Yeah. It's like some kind of something with art or video games or something like that.
There's about 10 use cases for NFTs. There's a lot of different use cases.
Elaborate.
So we got one use case is you can NFT the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa will never be sold. It'll never change hands. But you can NFT it. The company that owns it can now sell the NFT of it. And now you got your name on a plaque saying that you own the Mona Lisa, wherever the Mona Lisa is stored. And you get access to...
Is it a virtual track?
Keys to the city.
Virtual plaque?
No, it'll be actual it'll probably sit next to the Mona Lisa that's saying, here's the NFT version of it. It's going to be digitized. Maybe they'll put it on a TV right next to it.
They're going to put it next to the Mona Lisa, the actual Mona Lisa?
No, they won't put it TV. But if you own the NFT of the Mona Lisa, and this goes for any high worth art, the people that own it can now say, maybe whoever owns this can sponsor this Met Gala. You know, your name's going to be on the top of the sponsorship of the Met. That's the utility of why they're going to NFT the Mona Lisa or any high-end art. So these big art galleries, they have art shows. They fly in little people from all over the world. Only prestigious people can get access. Well, now you got to own an NFT of one of the arts to get access. That's one use case. The other case is like the play-to-earn games. Have you ever played Magic the Gathering?
It's a video game?
That's a card game.
Card game.
Any card game?
Bro, I live under a rock. I'm going to be honest with you.
How about like, you know how the kids play Pokemon?
Okay.
So imagine...
Mine was Yu-Gi-Oh!
Imagine every card is now an NFT. There can never be another one like it. So non-fungible token means it's like a digital certificate of authenticity. It's also ownership. So like Bitcoin and crypto, it's fungible. Like you could pay me in crypto, that coin that you paid me, I can send to him, I can get a coin from someone else and then pay you back. That means it changed. I'm not giving you back the same coin. Well, our NFT is, you give me the NFT, I own it, I give it back to you, you own it. Only one owner has it. So it's ownership. So in these, like let's say for instance, Pokemon, the card game. You got one card, there's only one like it. There might be 50 more of them, because the company has to make thousands of the same card, but there's only a certain amount of those cards. And then you got some rare cards, you got some ultra rare cards. Only maybe 100 of these cards are made. Now they can't be knocked off, they can't be duplicated. You know, China does a lot of duplication of these. And now you can play these card games online instead of playing it in front of somebody with the cards. So it also makes the rarity, you can actually trade. People trade cards. Oh, I'll trade you 5 of these cards for one of your cards. We can now do that online with NFTs.
I just think it's insane though.
That's two use cases. You know, there's also like, have you ever heard of the crypto punks, the Bored Ape Yacht Club? Well, their utility is access to their private mentorships, gatherings, parties. You know, they might take you to the Club Live, or a crypto mastermind. You got to get into this event. You got to own an NFT.
I think it's just crazy though, because like, I don't know, I'm like old fashioned. I kind of like the feel of money. You know what I mean? Like having like a little bit of cash in your pocket. That's like, all right, let me pull out my phone and let me show you how much money I got, right? I think.
Well, now like you know, Gary says that your NFT wallet is going to be your new. It's going to be a new social media.
Well, you know what Gary was actually doing with the new book? So for any person who bought 12 books or more, he was actually giving out an NFT.
Yeah, he has a lot of use cases. You know, you see the V, he's made like $90 million off VFriends.
It's crazy, bro.
Nuts.
I mean,
he got in at a good time when the hype just started going up.
So where are you at with NFTs right now? Are you?
I'm collecting them. I'm buying and selling them.
Okay.
Been thinking, the gears have been turning about what I'm going to do for my own collection. But yeah, I'm planning on launching a collection.
So right now, do you think is the best time to get in, or do you think I'll wait a little bit?
In the crypto space, yeah, it's 100%.
Crypto, 100%, but NFT.
Okay, there's a big bubble going on with NFTs.
Because I feel like the hype is going to kill it.
99% of NFT projects that you guys see all over Instagram, even you might be seeing me advertise them. 99% of these projects, you're buying into what's called a shitcoin. And I think, and the NFTs.
A shitcoin?
Shitcoin. You ever heard of the meme coins, the dog coins,
yeah.
the Shibas, the Inus, the Kishus, the Flokis, the whatever dog, cat, animal? That's just the people that created, the shitcoin craze, and people were buying all these different crazy shitcoins. Well, they're doing that with NFTs now. So you think of NFT as like, it's not just one coin now, it's a chunk of coins with a picture. So it's a little bit more tangible, and people are like, oh, I get to own a picture now. And I hold this picture in my wallet that means nothing, that does nothing, that's just someone taking your money. And 99% of projects are just people that are taking your money. So the projects that last are the projects that continue to market, continue to have utility, continue to have events. Like for your event that you're traveling for, you can sell NFT tickets. What's cool about it is you got an ultra VIP ticket that goes for $10,000. Well, what if that guy can't make it? What if he wants to sell it to someone else? What if your ticket, your event is so in high demand that people start reselling your tickets for even more than they paid? Well, that's what you can do with NFTs and OpenSea. Your whole collection can be sold on OpenSea. I'm selling my tickets for $1,000. Guys, it's sold out. Event's sold out. Well, there might be some people that can flip the ticket, make money now by giving it to another person that wants to go more than someone else may not go. They might want to just buy tickets to make money. You got people that buy hundreds of tickets for games all the time to make money with selling tickets. And this is the company, one of the companies I'm going to invest in is a Ticketmaster competitor, but in the NFT space. And they're gamifying it where if you buy a ticket, you get an actual affiliate link, and you can now make money off tickets that you sell. Say, hey, I'm going to this event, affiliate link, and now you're selling NFT tickets.
How do you think that's going to change the actual value of the dollar, though? Because I know we were talking about it's going to be, kind of like weeded out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you look at, all right, I'm going to take a step back to crypto for a second, and then we could bring this to NFTs. But if you really look at it, in order to have like one Bitcoin, it's like what, $57,000 right now?
Yep.
Something like that. So how do you think that's going to, shift in the dollar world?
Well, as long as we keep printing money, crypto is going to keep going up. And we printed 25 or 30% of the bills in circulation within the last year. And inflation's 5%. It's really, that's calculated. They put a report out. Inflation's the most it's ever been, 5%. People are saying it's like double that. So with money, it's infinite supply. With crypto, you have a finite supply and growing demand. What happens when you have growing demand? Price goes up. So right now the sentiment, it's all about the sentiment of cryptocurrency. Like, where do we think it's going? Who's continuing to buy it? Who's scooping it up right now? We got Fortune 500 companies buying it, putting it on their balance sheet. We got China, the biggest cryptocurrency holder, in India as well. China banned crypto, but yet they hold a big portion of Bitcoin. You have India, it's like the top country in the world that holds crypto. And you got Grayscale Trust, MicroStrategy. They're all buying Bitcoin right now.
Do you think that crypto is going to take, for example, me personally, I like tangible assets, right? Do you think that it's going to overcome a real estate market?
What do you mean?
Do you think it's going to be a better investment rather than the real estate market eventually? You think so?
I've done real estate deals and I kind of slowed down.
What kind of real estate deals?
I have my friend that just brings me properties here and there, and
like wholesale rehab.
Yeah, okay. We flipped a piece of property in Wynwood in 2 months, real quick. But I'm like JP. I think I can make more money if I just put this money into different markets in crypto.
I think short term, yes. Right. I mean, that's just my opinion.
I think real estate is a long-term play.
Yeah.
It's like, what, 8?
It's also kind of the more safe route to go.
It is, yes.
Because you never know what's going to happen. And I think that...
But, you know, with crypto, you can convert your money to a stable coin pegged to the US dollar. So if any time I think the market's going to crash, I'm selling all my crypto and putting it into a stable coin.
What are indicators that make you think that a market's going to crash?
Just a lot of bad press coming out.
So it's all about the press.
Yeah, it's a lot. It starts with press.
So you got to listen to news. I thought you said you don't listen to news.
I listen to Google News, and I have notifications come to my phone that, you know, I have. You guys, if you want to learn about a topic, you Google alerts. You type a word in Google Alerts, and you get. I have a folder just set up for Google Alerts for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, for Instagram. You know, I want to know what's going on in the Instagram world, so I get email notifications every single day, and that's the news that I read.
Gotcha. Okay. Still news
yeah.
though. I mean, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm skeptical. I'm like old-fashioned. My dad. All right, my dad's actually was born in Iran, and he moved here at 19 years old, suitcase in hand. You know, and he always kind of taught me to take it the safe route. And this is why I never really did like stocks. I did a little bit, put like, you know, $5,000 where I didn't care if I lost it or whatever. Crypto, I put 200K, got it up to about 600 just sitting there.
Nice.
Right, as you know, and when we were talking and everything. But like at the same time, I don't know what to do with it. It's just sitting there.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking.
You got to plug back into our academy, our system.
I know. We were talking about it that one day. You were telling me some coins and things like that, but
yeah, we got to follow up with that conversation.
We definitely do, because at least with real estate, for me, I know it's tangible, right? So if the market crashes, I can go ahead and sell that and still get a little something back.
You can do it with crypto. Crypto can crash, and you still can get something back.
Completely? Like if it completely crashes?
I'm investing into a lot of different companies on the blockchain, and I can cash out at any time. You can't cash out real estate at any time.
Yes and no. There's always a buyer for something.
Yeah, I guess.
As you can tell,
you
people
can sell
buying,
low. Yeah, true.
There are people buying $4 million virtual real estate properties. Yeah. There's a buyer for everything. Trust me.
For real, it's crazy.
So
I guess talk about the metaverse, and it's like why is real estate in the virtual world going so much? Why do you think?
I have no idea.
So this
Trust
virtual world, everybody, you guys got to watch Player One. It gives you a kind of glimpse of what the metaverse can do for a lot of these kids that are playing games. But Ariana Grande had a concert in the metaverse. 12 million people viewed it, and they're walking through this metaverse with their goggles on, and they're at the concert. They see other people, you know, the other people. It's almost like you're there, and they're walking and they're watching the concert. On their way out, they're seeing an advertisement. They're seeing a picture of your company on a wall. And where else can you advertise to 12 million people from like that? So you got to go and advertise where the attention is. 100%. So that's why this land is going for so much, because more and more people are into these play-to-earn games. They're launching these little metaverse houses. You know, we can have a Zoom meeting. You know, Facebook is launching the metaverse. Like, you can have a Zoom meeting, and instead of being on your Zoom, just a little picture, you can put on your headset, and you could be like right there in the Zoom conference room, almost in this room right here, almost like you're sitting down and right there with them.
It's creepy, man.
It's creepy.
It's freaking
so
creepy.
At the end of the day, it's all about advertising and attention. That's why the land's worth so much. Like, why is land here worth so much? Because we got a lot of traffic too. A lot of it's good. It's worth.
Good set of real estate right here.
Yeah.
100%. I agree with you. But here's the thing too. I actually did a podcast with one of my buddies, Andy Auday, and we were talking about it because a lot of businesses, you know, they're weeding out employees and utilizing more AI and technology. Don't you think even the metaverse is like taking away from humanity?
I get what you're saying.
I think that takes away the point of life.
Well, that was the same argument we had a couple years ago, but all the kids are on their gadgets walking around with their head down. No, I think we're getting more in tune to the world through our phones, because, you know, we can do everything on our phone. Like,
so do you think our technology is the actual reality rather than what's here?
Yeah. No. No, it's, you do got to kind of limit kids' screen time. You had a kid. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It can desensitize.
He ain't getting a phone until he's like 20.
You can desensitize people from learning real world skills if they're just glued to their gadgets all day.
It takes away from like human connection. I'm not even joking. Just even that emotional intelligence portion too, because it's instant gratification.
Yeah.
Right? They don't know what it takes to actually build a relationship. It's like swipe right on Tinder, gotta like, I'm sexy as hell. Gotta know, I'm ugly as hell. It's like, it's that instant like, okay, retaining information instantly, right? I think like it kind of takes away from the human experience a little bit. Like my company's called True Life Ventures. Not True AI Ventures, you know what I mean?
True virtual reality experience. What is it? True Life Ventures.
Yes, sir. And the only reason why I called it that is because I want to help people face their own truth. As I was telling you before, I went through some stuff about 6-7 years ago, and I realized that I wasn't facing my own truth. And the truth is what will set you free. So once I faced that truth, it allowed me to build who I am today. And I want to help other people face their own truth so that they can live their true life. That's why I called it True Life Ventures.
Yeah. More people need to see us shrink than they think. A lot of people have demons, traumas, and you got to confront that in order to get over it and move on, be happy, or else you're bleeding on people that never hurt you.
And this is why I brought up the whole like Instagram and comparing thing beforehand, because that's gonna make us feel like, okay, like our ego gets involved. When we're looking on Instagram and we see all these people doing this, we feel like we're too good enough because we have to put on a front. We're too good enough to have these kind of problems, and then we never face those problems, and we try to hide, and then because we have what you don't speak out is what you act out. So when you can't talk to somebody openly about it and you don't have that human connection, that's where problems start happening.
Yeah. So,
last question before we end this, man. What's the next move for the millionaire mentor himself?
It's a funny question because I get it a lot. Like, what's your passion project? I haven't had a passion project since I stopped working at Treadstone Performance, which my business I've had it for 20 years. I stepped away from that business 7 years ago to start on my social media. And I had no idea what I was doing in the beginning of social media. Just kind of took me here, and now here we are, 8 million followers later. My passion right now is helping people, teaching people skills. But besides that, like, I have not found that next passion project. Like a business, like I invest in a lot of businesses. It's cool, it's easy, it doesn't require a lot of work. Advertising, we do a lot of advertising. I do a lot of investments. Maybe I haven't got into that next big passion project yet. I know when I do, it's going to require a lot of work, because starting a business, running a business from scratch, it's a lot of work. But I have experience. I've done it before, and I know I can do it again. So I don't know what that passion project is right now.
Who knows? It might be with me, bro.
You never know.
I took my company from 0 to over 4 million in 18 months, right?
No, congratulations. It's awesome.
So it might be with me. You never know. But man, I appreciate you. If you guys want to get in contact with him, learn more about his I Am Academy, to learn about crypto, you want to get in contact with him about NFTs, make sure you follow him either at Jason Stone or at Millionaire Mentor. Thank you for joining us, bro.
Alrighty.
Appreciate you.
See you guys.